parents, family members, graduates, and esteemed guests. I am honored to welcome you to the Manor New Technology High School graduation ceremony for the class of 2021. I speak on behalf of Manor ISD employees and staff when I say that we are privileged to be here today. Class of 2021, you made it. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our Manor ISD Board of Trustees who have been instrumental in supporting our scholars and their post-secondary success. Each trustee will stand and be recognized at this time. Mrs. Monique Celadon, Board President. Mrs. Tamika Durden, Board Vice President. Mrs. Ana Cortez, Board Secretary. Mr. Sam Samaripa. Mr. Elmer Fisher. Mr. Johnny Velasco. And Mrs. Janie Guerrero. I would also like to acknowledge Superintendent Spencer and members of Cabinet for their tireless work. On behalf of our scholars, thank you for your support of Manor ISD family. To celebrate this momentous occasion, we would like to ask all dignitaries, elected officials, and community leaders to please stand and be recognized at this time. At this time, I would like to ask our class president, Reese Anspough, to the podium to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Now please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the flags of the United States and Texas. After the pledges, please remain standing for the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, and indivisible. you may be seated. Please welcome Dr. Andre Spencer to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure for me to give this honor for some of our scholars this evening. So, scholars, tonight you embark upon our nation's highest calling, the calling to serve in the United States Armed Forces. Serving in our nation's military is not just a sacrifice, but it also requires extraordinary level of bravery, tenacity, and passion. You will find in your military career the rewards of camaraderie, discipline, and determination, all while pledging to keep our country safe. As you embark upon this new chapter, remember the hard work, focus, and determination that you have shown during this time in the Manor Independent School District, and as this will serve you as well. At this time, I would like scholars to stand who are entering the military as I call your name. Ariana Lopez, United States Air Force. Calvin Ty, United States Army. Congratulations, scholars. Godspeed on your military endeavors. We know that you are going to serve us proudly. Thank you so much.
At this time, I would like to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Manor New Technology High School's English teacher, Mrs. Sarah Chun.
Good evening, graduates, families, faculty, and Manor ISD staff. First, I'd like to thank the class of 2021 for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. Getting to work with these talented, creative, and caring scholars has been one of the highlights of my teaching career. I'd like to start by being the second person, because Mr. Garcia already said it, the second person to say, you made it. Students, woo, that's what we're celebrating, yeah. Students, you made it through the most unique and unpredictable senior year. You survived countless hours of Zoom classes, a snowpocalypse, and simultaneously continued to set records for our school academically, athletically, and artistically. Teachers, you made it through, hopefully, the most challenging year of our careers. Give them a hand. Teachers, you learned how to balance your normal responsibilities with those outside of our job descriptions, whether that meant trying to virtually hunt down students to get work turned in, make learning on a screen engaging, or protect our new classrooms from hackers on the internet. Administrators, you made it through juggling CDC guidelines, TA expectations, and thousands of questions from teachers, parents, and students. Hey, Mr. Garcia, I just sent you an email, so if you could answer that as soon as possible, that would be amazing. Parents and family members, you made it. You became homeschool teachers, temperature checkers, and spent more hours with your teenagers than you may have wanted to. But tonight, I'm not just here to congratulate you that you made it. I want to encourage you that you are going to make it. Seniors, when you walk out of those doors with your diploma in hand and a new identity of high school graduate, you are going to make it. You may be asking, Mrs. Chun, how can you be so sure? COVID isn't over. There are still challenges that I'm facing. How do you know that I'm going to make it? I'm confident that you are going to make it because you have already made it through what is probably the hardest year many of us have faced in our lives. And I believe that making it through this school year is actually motivation you can use to pursue and achieve your dreams after high school. See, while this year may have been full of unprecedented hardships that we all universally faced, uncertainty, mental health struggles, financial troubles, disappointments, and so much more. Life has a way of throwing us curveballs, whether or not we're living in a global pandemic. One of the greatest lessons I've learned as a teacher is the power of remembering. The phrase forgive and forget is popular for a reason. Normally in life, when we go through pain, we want to forget about it. However, I think that remembering the hardships we survived can actually be beneficial. When we remember something challenging we made it through, it gives us strength and courage to get through the next challenge. I think back to the time I was able to share with the class of 2021 in person often, and recently I remembered some goal setting that we did together at the beginning of 2020. I asked my students to reflect on the previous year and answer some questions, setting intentions and goals for the new year. One of my teaching philosophies is that I don't do something that I wouldn't want my students to do, so I set some goals with them. And one of those goals was to run a half marathon. If you've ever trained for a long distance race before, you know that you start running in small mile increments and gradually work your way up to longer distances. When we first started training for the half marathon, just running 1 or 2 miles felt like a lot to my husband and I. But the more we ran, the easier it got. So much of running long distances is a mental battle. When we did our long runs on Saturdays, inevitably there would come a time when I would get tired and would want to give up. I would have to remind myself I had run 1 or 2 or 3 miles in the past, and if I could do it then, I could do it again. Sorry, the rest of my speech is not there, so just give me one moment. Okay, if I could do it then, I could do it again. I'm gonna get my phone so that I can read you the rest of my speech. You can just take like a short commercial break and I'll be right back. Thanks for your patience. It just wouldn't be 2021, like without, some shambles, right? Okay. So if you forgot what I was talking about, because I did, we are talking about running a marathon. Just like running, I think what a lot of us have been dealing with this year is a mental battle. You probably didn't want to show up for your 8:10 a.m. Zoom class or those early morning athletic practices, but you did. You made it through those little mountains day after day, and now once you've graduated, looking at bigger mountains of college classes or long shifts at work, I know that you'll be able to make it. I'm not saying that because you made it through new tech, like project presentations, balancing intense academics with fun extracurriculars, or managing to keep up friendships in a weird year, that life will be easy. But I am saying that if you take time to remember the little mountains that you already climbed, I believe you'll have the courage, hope, and endurance that you need to make it through whatever big mountains come your way. Class of 2021, I am so unbelievably proud of you. You've climbed some big mountains this year, and you have grown into incredible, brilliant young adults who are going to change the world. When you have a hard day or are facing some pretty tall mountains and you find yourself wondering if you are going to make it, I hope that you remember all of the mountains that you climbed to get to this moment right now, and that you find the courage to keep climbing. Congrats, class of 2021. You made it, and don't forget that you are going to make it even longer than you could imagine. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce the salutatorian for the class of 2021, Reese Anspough.
So as I sat and thought about graduation, one word kept coming to my mind, and that word was milestone. And if you look up the definition of milestone, you will find that it means an event marking a significant change or stage in development. That is what graduation is, an event that is marking a change in our lives. For the past 13 or so years, our path had been made for us. We would start in kindergarten, then we would continue to progress until we made it to the 12th grade. But what happens after this milestone? The choice is ours, because this is where our path branches out to many different possibilities. Today, we choose where we want to go next. Whether that is college, the workforce, or the military, wherever you are going, your future is in your hands. Our next dream, our next destination, is what we decide. And as you continue this path to your next destination, you may find others who want to push you down or tell you you won't make it. Persevere and prove them wrong. Because if you are met with resistance on your path to your next milestone, then you must be doing something right. Do not let them take your dreams away, because you can truly accomplish anything you set your mind to. Look at what we've already accomplished. We have completed our senior year during a global pandemic, facing many challenges in this new virtual world. Some of us have faced the challenge of pulling together a project during lunch because we didn't realize it was due that day. Some of us were able to fix our roller coaster project 5 minutes before we had to present. And don't forget the challenge of getting your group members to speak in a breakout room. That was a fun new one for this year. I've had the privilege of working with some of you alongside of those challenges, and also working alongside you on many other projects. And because I know almost each and every one of you, I know you have what it takes to take on the world. I know we can adapt and overcome. So, it may be the end of a decade, but it's the start of an age where we continue to grow, to learn, and experience the rest of our lives. So the world may throw a curveball our way, but I know that we can handle it. I know we can overcome it. So as you continue your journey to your next big milestone, take the time to reflect, like we're doing today. Reflect on all the obstacles that you had on your path. Reflect on the laughter that you've shared with friends, and reflect on all that you have overcome to get to that point. It is truly the journey that makes reaching the milestone so meaningful. So no matter what path you choose, the world is yours, and your future is your own. Congrats, class of 2021. You made it. So, at this time, I would like to introduce this year's valedictorian for the class of 2021, Yochana Margundi.
Okay. Wow. I'd like to start by thanking the MISD board, the Manor New Tech faculty, my teachers who have been there since my freshman year, the principals and the counselors who I've asked many times for chords. Thank you for putting up with me. I would like to continue by thanking my mom, dad, and brother who are seated in the crowds, and my family in India who are awake at, 5 a.m. right now watching. Thank you for your prayers, your time dedication, and the efforts you've invested into my life. And now, congratulations, class of 2021. Y'all. We are finally walking the stage not only to receive our high school diploma, but to the next chapter of our lives. We began freshman year with some of you forming a questionable cult, and now to all of us yelling, "Our house," at the top of our lungs. And so, today I would like to represent our high school years through a presentation, because what better way to show off New Tech spirit than a slideshow? Hopefully there's technology working. Oh, there we go. There you guys are. Okay. So as you guys look at yourself in the pictures, I'll continue talking. I remember starting freshman year wondering if I'd be able to keep any friendships and if I would be able to maintain my academic goals. And today I'm off to college armed with a great education and some really treasured friendships. As we walk towards the future, I want you to believe that you are in charge of your future and you have the ability to overcome any challenge that comes your way. After many, many late nights of working on 5-page essays for ACC and UT, and Ledbetter's pre-calculus homework, hi Ledbetter, I've come to the realization that there are no shortcuts to achieving our goals. For every ounce of effort you apply, there is an equal result, and there is no trick to catapult us to achieve the success that we envision. And now I want you to think back to the beautiful roller coaster project, you know, the ones you made out of papers. I see a head shake over there. Working on the roller coaster took a lot of time and effort. The marble just wouldn't roll no matter how much tape I put, and I think all of you know that, that feeling of anger when the marble just fell off the paper tracks. But after the long hours I dedicated, and we all dedicated into our roller coaster projects, it finally worked. It took the long trip, but it finally worked. I believe there was a picture up there of us building the ultimate roller coaster. I know mine has bells, and I saw a picture of Nate absolutely tackling the roller coaster, so shout out to you and everyone who absolutely broke the roller coaster into bits after the end. But the point of this is that there was no shortcut to building the roller coaster, and there is no shortcut to achieving our success. Although you may be comfortable right now, I think it's better to be uncomfortable in the long run. I want you to put that sacrifice and dedication into each of your endeavors after high school. As we're all either heading off to college or the workforce, there will be many more challenging situations we're placed in. In those moments, I want you to remember that there is never a challenge that is too hard to conquer. There will never be something that is given to you that is just completely impossible. We got through high school, mental breakdowns, and a world pandemic in that exact order, and we are still gonna walk across the stage. Okay, now to the sad part. We missed out on prom, homecoming party, and the general senior experience, but we took in the Zoom experience with sitting in our beds in our pajamas, but also the grief and hardships that coronavirus brought us and our loved ones. For every challenge that is dealt to you, you are prepared to defeat it and move on to the next level. And on that note, as we continue moving forward to the next stage of our lives, we need to make our dreams our reality. A dream is imagining what you wish your life would be like, whereas reality is what you decide. To change a dream into reality, we all need to take initiative with our lives and be consistent with the effort we dedicate. So take action and be consistent with the effort you dedicate. And today, I'd like to recognize all the first-generation college students and, in general, all of the high school students. Graduating high school might have looked like a dream for you, but today, after 12 years of hard work, you've made that your reality. So, shout out to you. For those heading off to college, military service, or the workforce, life is gonna get harder. There's gonna be a lot of more challenges, but I want you to have many, many more dreams, and I want you to make that your reality. Understanding that success doesn't have a shortcut, believing that the challenge you're facing isn't impossible, and working to make your dreams your reality can help in achieving your success. High school has taught us a lot, from building friendships to perfecting our procrastination, but most importantly, it has shown us that our hard work, time dedication, and effort have paid off. As you continue your journey in life, I hope you'll be impactful and push yourself to uncomfortable situations. Be willing to take risks and be hopeful for a great outcome. I'd like to leave you with a few words from the poet William Henley. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Good luck, class of 2021. You're gonna do great. Okay, I'm almost done. At this time, I would like to welcome to the podium the Class of 2021 Student Council President, Reese Anspough, and the Student Council Officer Representative from the Class of 2022, Meredith Rathman, for the passing of the torch ceremony. I'm back. Okay. At this time, the current class president turns over a token, like a school flag, to the upcoming senior class president that symbolizes the continuation of school traditions. Our tradition, entrusted by us by previous graduating classes, is to pass the torch through an iPad. The torch, represented here, symbolizes the continued life and love the staff and student body contribute to our house. On behalf of the Class of 2021, I'm passing the torch to Meredith Rathman, Student Council Officer of the Class of 2022.
On behalf of the Class of 2022, I am honored and accept the responsibility of carrying this tradition on to the Class of 2023.
At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Bobby Garcia, Principal of Manor New Technology High School, to the podium.
Thank you, Ms. Anspough. Greetings, parents, family members, and friends. Thank you for joining us today to honor these outstanding young men and women as they graduate from Manor New Technology High School, marking the culmination of their years in the Manor Independent School District. Ladies and gentlemen, no other class in the history of MNTHS has lived through and seen the changes at our school, both in terms of number and profundity, that the Class of 2021 has witnessed. As you go on to bigger and better things, I want to point out that there are a few reasons why this class will always be special to me. You are the first class at MNTHS to have a valedictorian who is the younger sibling of a previous valedictorian from MNTHS. You are the first class to have a Titan Scholar athlete competing at the state level and a Titan Scholar competing at the state level for fine arts, which reminds me, you, the Manor New Technology High School Class of 2021, are the last class in school history that took to the fields and competitions wearing red and black as freshman Mustangs, and then proudly wore silver and blue when we started our own programs your sophomore year, continuing a commitment to excellence that, and this is going to be the last time that I ask you this, so please make me proud. Whose house? A commitment to excellence that our house started in the classroom and continued in competitions beyond Manor to represent our community, carrying our football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, cross-country, and track programs proudly into the playoffs, as well as through visual arts, scholastic events, and UIL fine arts auditions and competitions, all the while juggling projects in your classes and earning more dual credit for college than any Titan class before you. Class of 2021, as you begin the next chapter of your lives, I must admit, you are stepping out into a world that is full of uncertainty. But I'm not worried about you. You've faced adversity and the unknown all your life, and for the past 4 years, the MISD staff members in our Titan family have done what we can to prepare you for whatever obstacles and challenges the world will put in your way. Remember to use the skills that we shared with you through our school-wide learning outcomes to continue to grow and explore throughout the adventure that we call life. Collaborate, communicate, think critically, work hard, keep a growth mindset, advocate for yourself and for others. These skills, along with your perseverance and adaptability, have helped you prevail over the challenges we have laid before you throughout your educational journey. And these same skills will help you overcome the obstacles that life will put in your way for years to come. I love you, Titan Class of 2021. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize a few individuals who have made today possible. If you are a Manor ISD employee, teacher, or administrator, please stand so that you can be recognized for your contribution to our scholars on this journey. If you are a proud parent of a graduating scholar, could you please stand so that we could recognize you? Thank you. You may be seated. Dr. Spencer, I hereby certify that these students have met the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Texas Education Agency and the Board of Trustees for the Manor Independent School District.
Thank you so much, Principal Garcia. Appreciate that. I really like the whose house, and then the response to that, I almost jumped up and said, let's do that one more time. So that was...
Go ahead and ask them.
Okay, I can do that. Awesome. Whose house? Yes. Awesome. Graduates, indeed, it is your house. Because we know that you guys are going to go off and do some amazing things in this world. And we're just truly excited and blessed to have the opportunity to serve you. So I just want to say thank you for the great things that you have coming forth. Keep pushing forward. As you were told in the speeches, the world is your playground. Now it is your turn to go out and play in it. And as you play in it, make sure that you make good decisions. Decisions that are not only going to benefit you, but decisions that will benefit the world. Because that's what this is all about. You have been amazing. You have worked extremely, extremely hard to get to today. And I know that you're going to keep working extremely hard. There are going to be some times where you may want to give up. There are going to be some times where individuals may tell you that you cannot. There may be some time where you may look in the mirror and tell yourselves, I cannot. But I want you to say back, I got this. So just like when you're asked whose house and you respond, our house, remember to say when you look in that mirror and you don't feel like it, whose house? My house. You got this. And you can do anything that you put your minds to, even when sometimes you're told that you can't, because you can. Now it is our turn for the parents and all the rest of the individuals that are in the audience. All of the applause that we gave, we have to make sure that we continue to applaud them, continue to support them. So although you're not going to say whose house, my house, we are going to stand and we're going to cheer them on like never before, because they deserve it. And even after today, we're going to keep cheering them on. They're going to make some mistakes. They're going to do some things that we do not agree with. We're going to keep cheering them on. The more we cheer them on, the more we know that they're going to continue to do great things in the world in which we live. So let's celebrate them. I want everyone in the audience, with the exception of our graduates, to please stand. Everyone in the audience, please stand. And on the count of 3, I want us to make so much noise in congratulating them that we will be heard back in Manor. Are we ready? I don't know, graduates. Did it sound like they were ready? No, let's try that one more time. Are we ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Awesome, awesome. As the superintendent of the Manor Independent School District, and based on the recommendations of the principal, Mr. Bobby Garcia, I certified that these scholars, having met the requirements set by the state of Texas and the Texas Education Agency, are eligible to receive their high school diploma. President Celadon, please join me at the podium.
Woo! Thank you, Dr. Spencer. And thank you, class of 2021, for persevering this year and making it to this point. When you see me up here, that means you've got about 2 more minutes to be crossing this stage and receiving your diploma. I want to first of all thank my fellow trustees for all of the hard work that we do behind the scenes. It takes countless hours to prepare a school district for everything that goes on to provide the best education possible. And we work very hard for you guys. We're asked sometimes, how many kids do you have? Well, although I have 5 biological children, I have nearly 10,000 students that I love almost just as much. And I'm very, very proud of every one of you, and I can say that also, I know for a fact, the rest of the Board of Trustees are as well. You're gonna face lots and lots of obstacles, as everyone up here has said today. When you leave and go on your journey in life, don't look back, because you're not going that way. Keep your eye on the road ahead, and when you face those obstacles, when you face those challenges, when people tell you that you can't do something, always remember, your detour is not your destination. 2020, we faced a detour in our education system, in the world, with this pandemic. But you guys persevered, you did what you had to do, you strapped up your boots, and you're here today, getting ready to receive your diploma in a time of a pandemic. That's something to be very, very proud of. So with that, I will ask the Board of Trustees to please stand with me as we certify these students today. Once again, congratulations, class of 2021. As president of the Manor ISD Board of Trustees and on behalf of the other board members, I recognize that these students have met all requirements for a diploma and accept your recommendation for certification. Congratulations, class of 2021. Woo! And I'm gonna do it too, one last time. Whose house? Woo!
And now for the presentation of diplomas. Dr. Spencer, Board of Trustees, and Cabinet, will you please take your places on the stage? Parents, family members, and friends, please hold all applause until all graduates have received their diplomas. And now, will the senior class please stand?
Yochana Mark Gundy. Reese Taylor Anspough. Jasmine Leva Coronado. Johnny Fung. Caroline Trang. Jocelyn Leva Coronado. Zuleika Saviaga Benitez. Eduardo Rodriguez Cano. Joshua Jaden Honey. Sinead Louise Arcana. Jake Abam. James Addison III. Bailey Adams. Shahed Duraid Alawi. Jesus Antonio Alvarez de Anda. Zoom Anonymous. River Beardsley. Tanaja Bryant. Jeremiah Renato Calvo. Angel Carrillo. Melissa Carrillo. Nico Alexander Cordero. Krishawn Davis. Yair Del Rio Munoz. Esther Alexis Dominguez. Kevin Mike Dormus Jr. DeAndre Lamont Ellis. Jose Caleb Flores Rojas. Tayshawn Foxworth. Kevin Frias. Edith Gachuzo. Tegan Christopher Garcia. Uriel Alejandro Garcia. Toriana Janae Goss. Yulissa Cassandra Gramajo Gomez. Gabriel Joshua Troy Granados. Jordan Gabrielle Hall. Nathan Howell. Marshall Walker Hunter. Victory Ifa. Juliana Jaramillo Flores. Alexandria Renee Johnson. Samuel Johnson. Ty Monty Franklin Cheebs. Ronald Leon Ugarte. Christopher Jamir Lewis. Jorge Alberto Lopez Cardona. Ariana Lopez. Elizabeth Mariela Lopez. Luigi Marquez Montelongo. Pedro Martinez Castro. Adrian Maslock. Sean Medellin. Brandon Abel Medina Garcia. Sitlali Medina. Alberto Mendoza. Connor William Michelson. Kenyon Jaden Mobley. Victoria Isabel Moreno. Nadia Yasmin Muhammad. Helen Lee Wynn. Emmanuel Nunez Gallegos. Emma Judith Nunez. Justin Alexis Nunez. Alexa Ortiz Charles. Stephanie Ortiz Cortez. Carolyn Ortiz Luna. Catherine Ortiz Fernandez. Sally Elizabeth Pabon Toste. Montserrat Padilla. James Rivas. Emily Michelle Rodriguez. Arissa Nicole Rodriguez. Fernando Romo Landeros. Gia Lizeth Ruiz Rosales. Abdullah Saleh. Rudy Alberto Sanchez Membrano. Angel Saucedo. Thomas Schutte. Uriel Ernesto Cerratos Rivera. Anna Elizabeth Ciliazar Sherbert. Lissandro Silva. Nathaniel Silva. Deshaun Lincoln Skidmore Haywood. Amy Nicolette Sosa. Jaden Lee Sproul. Isabella Rose Stevenson. Kelvin Chung Ta. Dakota Lee Taylor. Veronica Sarah Thomas. Bailey Elizabeth Tisdale. Adrian Torres. Ivan Torres. Elias Valenzuela. John Vasquez Grimaldi. Monica Jasmine Vinces Gonzalez. Kevon DeAndre Williams. Royal Sine Williams. Alexander Yen.
Manor New Tech High School faculty, at this time, if you could please form the Walk of Honor. Graduates and families, please rise. Titan Class of 2021, at this time, you may move your tassel from right to left, signifying your status as a graduate of Manor New Technology High School. Family, friends, staff members of the community, please join me in congratulating our graduates as they proceed through one last time-honored tradition and culminating rite of passage for Manor New Technology High School, the Walk of Honor, led by Dr. Spencer and the Manor ISD Board of Trustees. Give it up for them.